Okay guys, this is going to be hopefully a quick install video on the Eonon GA2167. I've already put the brackets on that are going to hold it in the car in preparation for this video, as you can see. I say these head units, they look really complicated when they arrive. I mean, there's absolutely tons and tons of wires, but they're really not as complicated as you think. On this car, which is a Gen 2 Nissan Cube, this whole panel comes off really easily. It's just a case of undo this couple of screws, hopefully you will have already seen the unboxing video that I've done on my channel, so you'll be aware of what you get included with the stereo. Right, so we just pull on there, it should come off near the top. There we go, job done. Now I have done some preparation work just for the sake of making this video a little bit easier to film, but you know, I'll go through all the steps as we connect it all up. It's really not as scary as it looks. So basically what we've got here is we've got an earth, because the brake cable on the back of the head unit has to be connected to an earth. That's so that you can watch video whilst driving. Not that's something that I'm going to be doing, because you'd have to be a friggin' idiot to do that. Yeah, that's the pink wire there, look. The only reason why I'm connecting this up is so that if I'm parked somewhere, I don't have to have the handbrake on to watch any video or anything, because I don't use the handbrake in this car because it's got park. So that's the first one I'm going to connect, which is the brake wire, and I'm going to connect it to the ground. We have got the illumination wire, which, let me guess, is one I haven't done. Nope, I did that one earlier. I got the illumination wire from the ashtray because it's lit, but in actual fact that was rather silly of me. As you'll see, the illumination wire is orange. I'm connecting it up to this green wire because that's the one I've done down behind the ashtray, but the actual illumination wire is the orange one on these ISO plugs. So that's the ISO plug there, and then that connects into the original Nissan loom there. So you can buy these ISO plugs that will connect into your different loom depending on what vehicle you've got. So this is obviously a Nissan ISO plug, and then virtually all head units have an ISO plug on them. So the illumination wire I didn't really need to do. There's one here, amp control. That's for if you've got a subwoofer in the car, which I do. So that's the blue one, and that's obviously that blue wire is going off to my amplifier. So just connect that there. Right, camera in is this yellow one. That's my reversing camera. So we're going to plug that one in there. Not sure why, but the last owner didn't use that feature. He obviously put the reverse camera in, I didn't. So that's just left how it was. And this purple wire is actually the reverse camera trigger, because you'll need this trigger to tell the head unit that you're in reverse, so it switches, you know, screen, so it shows you the rear view. But normally when you fit a reverse cam, it's got that wire from the reverse light already in with it. So I would imagine that one works, but as this one's there and that's what was wired up before, then that's what I'm going to use. And so that one gets connected to, so that's the back car it's labelled as, which is good old English for reverse. So that one's going in there. Right, microphone. The microphone I've actually put just above the steering wheel and hidden all the wires in preparation for this. So the microphone is that one there. The head unit, interestingly, that come out of this car was a pumpkin 10-inch, and it was a blooming awful thing. It was enormous. It way overspilled the size of the hole and everything. It's just horrible. And it was so slow. It was a 1 gig of RAM 10-inch head unit, and it was just impossible to work with. So I was gonna change head unit, and I did a lot of research and thought that this one would be the best one for the budget. Right, so the microphone's in. These two here are the USB ones, so they basically go off and then into the glove box, and then in the glove box I've got a USB stick with some music on, and then also I've got a USB lead because in the car I've put a DVR cam as well. So one of these is going to be for the DVR, and then one of these is for the USB stick that's in the glove box. So we've got subwoofer out, which is this grey one here. That's an aerial amplifier, and it was already in the car. I think it may have come with the pumpkin head unit, I'm not sure, but it works. It gives me good reception. I'm not going to take it out as it works. So yeah, so that just basically goes into your normal aerial slot, which is in the back there. This one is the Wi-Fi one. So again, the Wi-Fi receiver I've popped in the glove box. So this is just an extension. This, when I tested this head unit, it did actually work without this connected, but you might as well put it in. So what I actually do is I've got a little MiFi dongle in the glove box giving me a data signal, or you could just tether the head unit to your mobile phone, but I just like it to work as soon as I get in the car. So yeah, I've got a little MiFi dongle in the glove box. One of them. ZTE does the job. I just put a little gift gaff SIM card in it, and away you go. Nice easy way of getting a connection, a Wi-Fi connection in the car. So there's that one. So we've also got the GPS sensor, which I've already fitted up on the dash. So that would be that one there. So that just goes onto there like that. So all we got left by the looks of it is the actual ISO plug. Give it a wiggle. There we go. That's home. So that's the ISO one done. And then I've got these two left here, which is the USB ones. There was some other wiring, which I've not fitted yet. As you can see, I've only got two here. And then there's all these ports on the back for here. But they're the ones that I need, basically. The other ones are for audio, video, ins and outs. So if you had screens in the headrests in the back, you can actually watch videos in the back from this head unit. But we haven't got any screens in the back of this, so there's just no need, really. These ones are just going to connect in here. So this one's obviously got 6. So that one's going onto one with 6. And then that one's going in there. The one with 4. So they're both connected. Theoretically, that is connected. And I'm glad this thing's got a screen protector on it. It does come with an additional screen protector as well. But I always like to check things work before hiding them all away. As we can see, that seems to be working. So I'm going to install this in the dash now, and then obviously show you it working from there. Turn it off. So I guess that is a bit scary, but once you know what they all are and what they do, then it isn't actually that bad, really. I'm just glad I've got a car here where there's plenty of space. I wouldn't want to be fitting this in a car that doesn't have much space for the wires to go. Because literally, that is it. Job done. So, to keep that in place, it's held in with 4 screws. If you haven't got a ratchet screwdriver, I suggest you get one. They're awesome. Ta-da! Hopefully watching this video will give you the confidence to try and have a go at doing one yourself. It really isn't as complicated as it looks. That is it. And put the trim panel back on. There's just a couple of things to connect on the trim panel, which is cigarette lighter. There's one here which is the hazard light switch. There we go. All in. Just put the last couple of screws in. Should be ready to rock and roll, I'm hoping. What I should have done was put some royalty-free music onto my USB stick. That would have been clever, wouldn't it? And I could have actually played you some music and not worried about getting a copyright strike. Right, have I connected? Ah, that'll be why there was no music, because I haven't got anything connected to it in the glove box. So I'm sticking my USB drive into one of the USB ports. There's the, I don't know if you can see that, there's one of the USB ports there anyway. The other thing I need to connect up is the DVR. So that's that one there. Don't know whether you're going to get a good image on the DVR because it's quite misted up in here now. Right, so power on. I love the fact that this thing fits properly. I mean, the pumpkin 10-inch Android head unit was about there. You know, it really did. And it just looked ridiculous how it was fitted. So this is a much better fit. It looks a lot neater. And this head unit is so much faster as well. So, music. Ooh. Turn that subwoofer down because that was too loud. There we go.
And I heard, as it were, the noise of...
So there you go. It works. And I've done the illumination wire, so hopefully you should see these here light up. Yeah, there we go. And it dims slightly when you turn the ignition, well, not the ignition, when you turn the lights on. So if I turn the lights on now, it should dim slightly. See that? But there we go. So that concludes the fitting video. Basically, keep an eye out on my channel. I'm going to do a full, you know, showing you how the blooming thing works and the different features and stuff on it. As you can see, it's a nice little head unit. It's very quick as well. So much quicker than the last one. It's ridiculous. you know, you can really zoom through things. The last one was just terrible. Have a quick look at the dash cam footage, which is misty as hell because the car is misted up. Just pop it in reverse. Ta-da! So that works. I'll show you more in the next video. So yeah, keep your eye on my channel. If you like the video, hit like. If you can, then please do subscribe. It really helps me out. See you on the next video.